We're at the garage tonight, and I'm joined by David from Morbid Angel. And how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, just fine. Looking forward to having another great show.
We actually covered Dublin as well 2 nights ago,
Yeah.
and a great review. The review online it was a blistering show, basically. So how was it for you guys?
Well, it's great. Listen, I mean, anytime when there's people that are there and they're excited about seeing a show, then it makes us even more excited.
Because I seen the video after it, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for Glasgow.
Yeah.
So how was Manchester last night?
Manchester, another really good show. Had a great crowd. We were a little concerned because we got in there during the day and it was really cold, and it's hard to
Minus.
hard to make your fingers work when it's that cold. Yeah. But it was actually really hot on stage. I mean, we were sweating bullets, but it was great.
So we got a lot to live up to tonight, then.
Ma'am?
We got a lot to live up to tonight. Glasgow's got a lot to live up to.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, there's inclement weather outside, but we can have really good weather inside the venue as long as people are here to have a good time, just like we are.
Excellent. So obviously this has been sort of the anniversary tour for Covenant.
Yep.
So what made you decide to do it, like a big, massive, long tour? Because you were, 3/4 away through now?
Well, it's funny. We started off, we were just going to do it in the States. Yeah. And because really the actual 20th anniversary was last year.
Yeah.
And we were just going to do that tour in the States. And then, some other promoters, caught wind of the fact that it went really well in the States. And they said, hey, maybe we can bring this here and bring this there. So it's now just about the worldwide anniversary tour of Covenant. It's gone really well. And, we're really thankful, obviously, that a record that is, and at this point 21 years old still has the kind of gravity that the Covenant did. I mean, it's difficult to do that these days with so many bands and so many records.
And as the ones over Facebook and everything, all you hear is, I can't wait for us to can't wait to hear this album. Because you actually are multi-generational. Because at things like Hellfest and like big festivals, you've got the granddads, the parents, and the younger kids all standing watching you. You might not see it, but I see it from the crowd. So you actually are multi-generational. So quite a lot of people tonight have never ever seen Covenant played live. So it's actually good that way as well.
Well, and this is one thing that we noticed on the American tour. That, I mean, when you think, you consider a record, being 20 years old, and at what age do people start listening to music, And when I see people in the audience and they're between, 18 to 25 or whatever, I know they didn't hear it the first time around because some of them weren't born yet. So, that's cool. And then, a lot of times, you see people, parents, bringing their kids. The parents are our age, and their kids are, they're like, yeah, this is what we listened to when we were a kid. And it's kind of cool, because we've been doing this for a while.
It does actually show you that you can actually appeal right across the generations.
Well, they say, nobody drinks their father's beer and nobody listens to their father's music, but I mean that's not the case for me.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, my father didn't listen to death metal, so it's not. He'll be sure to point out that it's not his fault.
My dad would do the exact same. Trust me.
Right.
He just listened to yours.
He was forced to listen to my music. So, are you going to be doing anything for Domination next year at all? That's between.
No, we're done for a while.
Yeah.
It's time to write.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds good, but
it would be quite good. Straight back again.
Well, you never know.
So obviously, new album wise, you said you're starting writing. Do you have any ideas down at all, or?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just writing music. Whatever it ends up being is whatever it ends up being.
So obviously the last album was kind of a hit or miss with fans. I personally liked it. I liked the new stuff as well. I think it was different tracks, different styles, but I actually liked it. I was the one who thought it was brilliant. Folk were kind of, it's a bit, so are you open to do something again, a bit sort of shaking up again, or just whatever it takes?
You know what, I don't think about anything when I'm creating. I just it comes and that's what happens. So, whether it's listen, I thought, a lot of that stuff was really interesting to me as well. I mean,
good. It's something different.
Well, that's why I said, yeah, let's do. I mean, Trey came in, he had some crazy ideas. I'm like, great, let's have fun with it.
Because for me it was different, because I mean, you still got a standard traditional Morbid Angel stuff, and you've also got the newer kind of different tracks. But it's just the amount of folk who were complaining about it. I'm like, I have no issue with this. I'm good. Because folk complaining bands are the same. You know what I mean? They sound the same all the time, so.
Right.
So I was happy. So you have one happy fan.
Right.
Nothing else. So obviously, how does sort of Trey change everything? Obviously, you brought new ideas and stuff. So he's got quite a lot of leeway and stuff with music changing things and.
No, not really. I mean, I think it's, you know, we're not really a traditional band. I mean, we sort of follow our own path, and it is what it is. I mean, it's always been that way with this band. Most of our records sound different than everything that's ever been out there, and good. I don't want to sound like everybody else.
I don't think you could if you tried, actually.
No. Listen, I've said it before. You know, I'm not very good at being anybody else, but I'm pretty good at being me. So I'll stick to what I know. You know.
So what are you going to be doing after this tour? So obviously you're off to Eindhoven, London tomorrow. So
Yep.
what are you doing?
London in 2 days. Yeah.
So what are you doing afterwards?
Well, I'm just finishing out this tour. I think we pretty much fly home on Christmas Eve, and I'm looking forward to some downtime because I've done quite a bit of touring this year.
You haven't really stopped, have you?
It goes.
So what's the best and worst bits about touring?
I'm sorry?
What's the best and worst bits about touring?
Well, listen, the best parts for me, I would say, are, you know, seeing old friends, making new friends, playing music, you know, enjoying, you know, the kind of interaction that we like to with the fans. Obviously, it gets difficult when you're away from home, and there's sometimes when you're sitting, you know, parked up in a bus at a truck stop, that you're just like, I don't want to be here right now, you know. But you know, it's a lot of work for to play for, you know. I mean, there's 24 hours in a day, and we have about an hour and a half actual work, and then the rest of the time is just killing time. And I don't like to kill time, but it's difficult. It's more difficult in Europe, especially with the weather.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not like you're going to walk around and, you know, do sort of touristy things when there's a freaking typhoon going on outside. You know,
it's the usual lovely Scottish weather, minus whatever and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. But it's Scotland in December, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, you guys, that's why you guys make whiskey, right?
To warm us up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hopefully a few folk will be having a few tonight to keep them all going.
Yeah.
So what is the essential item you take on tour with you? Obviously apart from equipment, but I mean, what's the essential item?
The essential
Item that you always take on tour with you?
Well, it depends on you know, what time of year it is. You know, one thing that's really important, at least for me, is I need to make sure that my sleep schedule and my health is, you know, if you let yourself get run down, and you know, you got 2 months worth of, you know, trudging through, you know, colder areas than what you're accustomed to, then you know that can get the best of you. So it's just, you know, for me it's focus, being disciplined, you know, trying not to drink too much. I mean, I do enjoy
You've got to try the local drinks.
Yeah, well, I do enjoy a little bit of a drink, but at the same point, I'm just not trying to get, you know, tore up every night, because that just it'll affect the show the next day, and the fans are more important to me than to let them down by giving them a shitty performance. So.
Because the one thing, if the vocalist can't sing properly, everybody realises straight off. You have no how to hide, basically.
Well, I can't do it as much as I can. Hey, listen, you know, someone else, you know, if Trey gets sick and he's got a sore throat, well, you know, he can be up. It'll be uncomfortable for him, but I mean, that's my instrument. So you know, I need to be a little bit more protective of these things. You know?
This is why I'm sitting way over here in case.
Right.
So obviously, how's the music changed over sort of the last about 10, 20 years?
Music in general?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I still hear innovative stuff, and I hear stuff that kind of strikes me in a certain way that, you know, because I'm a huge music fan myself. But and then I hear a lot of stuff that's just sort of copying and not really, you know, doesn't really speak to me.
the generic, as I class.
Well, I think, you know what, I think in any style of music you're gonna have that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's rock or, you know, hip hop or country or pop or what, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of music it is. There's gonna be people that really, you know, are delivering something cool, and there's people that are just kind of, well, you know, they want to sound like their favorite artist, which is okay.
It's a compliment in some ways.
Well, I mean, there's room for everything. You know, I think it's cool. I just like, I like music. I like promoting music. I like it when I think music makes you smarter. I think listening to music or playing an instrument is I think it's a good thing. Whatever your musical choice is or whatever your instrument choice is. And to that end, I think it's great. But not everyone is going to be, you know, a tremendous songwriter any more than, listen, I mean, everybody's good at something, you know. There's some great chefs. You know, I mean, I can cook, but I'm not a great chef. I don't design, you know, spacecrafts. You know,
That's a good one, actually.
I don't, you know, I don't work in a laboratory working on, you know, the next cure for whatever horrible diseases out there. But, you know, I do what I do, and I think there's, you know, everybody finds it, but having music be a part of your life, I think even whether you're a passive listener or an active player, I think it's important to have music as part of your life.
What was the last song that you listened to?
Well, it would have been one of the records. Timothy was just playing. Not System. A damn shoegazer band. You ask me these questions, and
I'm just picking on you. That's
no. I just, you know, someone's always playing something on the bus, so you know you hear stuff in passing. But yeah.
You'll remember as soon as I leave.
Yeah, sooner or later I will.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of
Deftones, that's
Deftones.
it. Deftones.
I'm going to ask a couple of Christmas questions. Have you been naughty or nice this year?
Well, that would depend on who you ask.
In general.
In general, I'm a nice guy. I'm a good fellow.
With the occasional naughty side.
But yeah.
So what would you want from Metal Santa? If you could have anything, what would you want?
A working time machine.
Well, that'd be good, actually. I've never had that one before. And what would you do with it?
Oh, I can't say. I can't say.
That's always a good answer. And have you got any final message for the listeners?
Well, I do. It's been great to be back over here in UK and visiting everyone, and I look forward to another good show tonight. Another good show in Bristol. Another good show in Birmingham. Another good show in London, and yeah, off to the races we go.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.